Hi everybody, this is Kristen from A Voice and a View, doing another video here, and I'm outside, so it might be a little loud, so hopefully you can hear me. And today's healing lesson is called The Shift. And so I wanted to explain a little bit about this and the times we're in and what you can do to help you get through this challenging time. So basically we are coming out of the age of Kali Yuga, and basically we've already shifted into the age of Aquarius, but we're still in the transition phase, and we're seeing energies balance out in the world. We're in transition from a lot of negative energy that has been put in the world, and those energies have to balance out. So all the dark energies and the shadows, the behaviors from not healing the shadow part of everyone, okay, and what they have created in their own world, those energies have to balance out. So you are seeing the chaos. You're seeing the chaos everywhere. And those dark energies are trying to keep you in fear mode. Sorry, I'm holding up my phone here since I'm outside, so I'm trying to adjust here back and forth with being comfortable. But there's a lot of fear energy out there right now that is being pushed in every way. And that dark energy is trying to distract you from finding you and helping you heal yourself, which is the most important thing right now over everything. You know, I've talked about doing the shadow work, healing yourself from the inside out, opening your chakras, meditation, staying in nature. But so important right now to stay out of fear energies. Okay? There's so much on the television. There's so much in everything. You know, I just talked about this with a family member, I don't know how many times in the past year. You know, you try to find a good movie on TV, a good family movie or an inspirational movie. You just can't. You just can't find it for the most part. And if there is one, you've got to pay for it. You know, there's not a lot of free family movies anymore of inspiration, of, you know, enjoying a movie night with your kids, something that won't scare them. And it's true. I mean, search everything on your television and just see all of the negative energy that's in all the movies for the most part. And even if it's a kid's movie, they have made it more scary. It's incredible. And especially, guys, right now, with not just seeing everything going on outside in the world, but with Halloween being right around the corner. So I wanted to dip into this a little bit. because I want nothing to do with Halloween. And it used to be my favorite holiday, guys. I used to get dressed up every year. I mean, we had big parties, a lot of drinking, all that. And I don't do any of that anymore. And that was a hard truth for me. But there's a lot of negative energy that is expelled out into the world. And the more people that are involved in it, okay, it's powerful. The power of a lot of people, supporting during a time and a holiday that a lot of good things do not happen. Okay, a lot of dark things happen. And I'm not going to go into that. But this is a hard one, guys, and I know you're going to have a hard time with this one, because I know I did. And it's up to you with what you decide. But the more people that celebrate Halloween, you are continuing this cycle of darkness. You're supporting a holiday that shouldn't be a holiday. And I'm sorry if people don't agree with me on that, but that's how I feel. A lot of spell work is done. A lot of stuff. I used to have a lot of things out in my yard. Decorations, no more. And I know, like I said, I know this is a hard one, guys. And it's up to you. And you decide what is best for you and your family. But symbolism is a powerful thing. And you have no idea what you're supporting when you have all of these angry and scary things in your yard. Symbolism is powerful. Any kind of, it holds so much negative energy. And, you will attract that negative energy to you. It's definitely a time to watch your kids. Be aware of your surroundings. But I'm not going to keep going into this. Okay, but I'm just letting you know that you got to be very aware of what you are supporting and what you are giving your attention to. Okay, because energy is everything. Energy is the real currency, and what you focus on, you will create. You will manifest in your life. And all that symbolism out there right now, everywhere. And it's in restaurants, it's in stores, it's in everything. And if you understand energy, and if you understand the times we are in, and the power of what you focus on, you will understand more of what I'm talking about. And for those who know, they know, yeah, they know. But right now is so important to stay out of this, the dark energies, to stay away from anything that scares you. And, they make it look like all fun and a fun time, an enjoyable time to be with your kids, to, it's what I grew up with. So I get it. Totally get it. But now that I know what it entails and the power of energy, I want you to really think about this, okay? And it's a very hard situation because everybody has their own journey. And especially, when you grew up with it, it's a tradition, and you've taught your kids the same thing. And if you got little kids, I totally get it. I totally understand your situation. They want to go out so bad and trick and treat and, all that happy jazz. But I want you to really think about the energy that you are supporting. So that's all I'm going to say about that part of my video. So anyways, so back to the shift. So there's so many things that you can do. And one of the main things that you can do right now, okay, is not just be loving to everyone as much as possible. Okay, because love is, you'd be surprised, because love is not the highest frequency. Love is under authenticity. Authenticity is the highest frequency you can be at. It's to be yourself and not wear a mask, to show who you really are. Being true to yourself, your higher self, your soul. That is the highest form of your frequency that you can attain. And love is right underneath that. And they go hand in hand, obviously. But I want you to try to focus on staying in a loving space as much as possible. Sorry, I gotta adjust my camera here. Be with your pets, because pets can transmute negative energy. They're very good at it. They're on the God frequency. Cats as well. Cats are protectors, so are dogs. But be around your pets. Be mindful of your thoughts and your words, because they're powerful. And, we're all children of God, and I've mentioned this so many times, but it's so important to repeat it in my videos, because some people haven't seen them. But we're all children of God, which means that we all have abilities to reach. And you have that ability as well. If you do the shadow work, if you go within inside yourself and do the healing work, and open up your chakras and learn how to attain Christ consciousness. It's a lot of work. but it's so worth it. I had a plane flying right over me just now. So important to realize how powerful you are by your thoughts, words, and actions. And right now, with the changes we have going on, your focus is so important. And to focus on the good, okay? Focus on the joy in your life. Focus on your kids. You know, your pets. Get out in nature. Anything you can do to distract yourself from the fear energy being pushed in the world. Anything you can do to get out in nature, to be around the animals and plants and trees, you know, hug a tree. Everything is energy, and when you do that, you're absorbing that energy, the good energy, okay? It's like an exchange of energy. It's like a transmuter, okay? And your dogs are very good transmuters of energy. Got another plane going over me. Interesting. So important, like I said, to stay out of fear mode and stay in a loving space. And be careful of your thoughts, because you are a powerful manifester. And what you focus on, you create. Because everything is energy. So if you're focusing on being scared and fearful of what they're saying in the news or whatever's on social media, you're going to create that. Because you can shift timelines, guys. It's a serious thing, 100%. Focus your attention on yourself. Okay? Self-love. So important to find a space for yourself and to be creative in that space, and something that you really enjoy doing, that you have a passion for. You know, get your hands dirty, get in the dirt, plant some mums. It's a great time of year to plant mums in the fall. They're beautiful. There's so many things you can do, but instead of distracting yourself with negative images from the television, from social media, from whatever is happening around you, switch your attention and find something that distracts you in the opposite energy. Okay, it's so important right now. I can't tell you how important. If you understand energy, you will be amazed on how your life will change. Okay? But you are a powerful manifester. You are God's creation, which means you have abilities. So use your abilities and manifest the opposite. Manifest in the opposite energy. You know, view your life and think about all the great things that you want for yourself and your family. Think about not exactly, I don't really want to say your future, because you're supposed to, you know, live in the present moment. There's a third plane going over me, guys. But so important to keep your focus on what you need to keep your focus on. Change your thoughts. Learn to change your thoughts. One of the most powerful things you can say is, I am my heart, I am not my thoughts. Because if you're not in a good heart space, okay, if you're working more from your ego is going to control you more. And you're going to be working from your ego energy more. You know, you got to have a balance of both. And once you start getting through your lower chakras, which is devil energy, and you raise your energy up through the heart chakra, into your throat chakra, third eye chakra, crown chakra, you know, all the higher chakras. Okay, you're going to start living in more of a heart space compared to an ego space. You're going to have a balance of both. But focus your attention on the things that you want to see in your world. You know, stay in the present moment. You know, it's a hard thing, you know, to learn, because, you know, you're going to get anxious if you keep thinking about the past or the future. Stay in the present moment. Change what you can change. And switch up your view on your life. And stay in a good energy. And you will start to see your world change. Okay, but during this shift that's happening, you can't internalize the information coming at you. You have to stay in like a witness mode, okay? Like you're viewing the information from outside yourself, but not taking it inside yourself. Seeing it, but not internalizing it. You are witnessing this incredible time, even if you don't realize that we are in incredible times. We are. And you are here. You know, even if it doesn't look great out there. You are here. We are all here at such an important time in our history. And you can create an amazing world for yourself and your family if you switch your view, if you change up your energy, if you focus on the right things, if you have a connection with God. And that's the most important thing of all, is God's trying to get your attention right now. I call God Spirit, or the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit lives in all of us. And we are the divine collective, all of us together. We are all connected. But yeah, you can make an amazing world for yourself and your family if you shift your focus, and instead of seeing everything happening right now as a negative, I want you to switch it to a positive. And even though that's really challenging to do, and I mean, it's really not, but depending on how you're viewing the situation, it can be challenging. Another plane going over me. It's 5 now. So we are all here during this time for a reason, for a big reason. And we all have a purpose here, whether you believe it or not. We're all here at this time to make change, a big change. And we're moving into more of a loving change. And you need to switch your energy. You need to learn to switch your energy every day. Switch your thoughts. Switch your view of the world. And you will start to see your world change in so many ways for the good. But it's so important to be aware that there is a shift happening right now. And for those in the know, they know, but a lot of people don't. And, we are in Revelations. It's an amazing time to be alive. And it's hard to view life like that right now, but when you switch your thoughts and switch your thinking about the world around you, you can do it. It is possible. So, I went about a half hour today, and I'm surprised it's actually not getting too dark. There's a 6th plane going right over me. So anyways, guys, that's all I'm going to say tonight. It's a little over 27 minutes. And I hope you take this information and integrate it. Like I've said before, you got to integrate information. You got to think about it, understand it, feel through it, and it's a process, a day-to-day process, and just keep going. Okay, guys, that's it for tonight. And until next time, this is Kristen from A Voice and a View. Peace, love, and light. Bye.